Hey everybody, how you doing? This is your girl, Dr. Avis. We are going to continue our chats tonight around ultra high ticket offers and ultra high ticket buyers. But tonight I'm going to focus specifically on, what are the key marketing metrics that you need to pay attention to when you're trying to attract the ultra high ticket buyer? Okay. You might have some very surprising answers to that question that you're going to learn this evening, and I look forward to sharing that with you. So, in case you are brand new to me, some of you might be, I'm going to quickly tell you who I am, and then we're going to jump right into the content. My name is Dr. Avis. I am a business elevation strategist, seven-figure CEO of Media to Millions, and the creator of the Million Dollar Pivot, which is a complimentary multi-day training that is happening in just a little under 2 weeks now. Virtual, completely online, where I'm going to walk you through step by step the process of developing your own ultra high ticket offer and understanding how to best market that to the ultra high ticket buyer. Okay. So, two very important sides of that coin we're going to be covering during that one training. You will want to be in the place to be. You can grab your seat right now at themilliondollarpivot.com. That's themilliondollarpivot.com. Okay. So, I'm going to jump right into what I want to talk about tonight. And that is the marketing metrics that matter when we're talking about attracting the ultra high ticket buyer. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to say a little bit about what am I talking about when I'm saying marketing metrics, okay? So metrics refer to the quantification of things, right? The numbers that you need to be looking at in your business around, and this in this sense related to marketing as it relates around what you are doing, how you measure, quote unquote, the reach or the success of what you're doing to attract buyers, right? And we're focusing specifically on the ultra high ticket buyer. What's up there? How you doing? So those are those buyers who are at the luxury end of the market. Those are those buyers who are the very discerning buyers. Those are those buyers that make major investments to get major impact. Okay. And so marketing to them is a little bit different, right? Than marketing to the mid of the road type of purchaser. Okay. It's a very, very different, very, very elite. And let's just be honest, it is a more limited segment of the market. So you're not in this instance even trying to market to the masses. Okay. Because the ultra high ticket buyer is not the masses. Okay. It's a very limited, unique subset of the population. And so the metrics that you need to pay attention to when marketing to the ultra high ticket buyer is very different than the metrics that you need to pay attention to if what you are offering is meant for the mass market. Okay. So what do I mean by that? One of the things, we're on social media right now, for example. Love social media. Don't y'all love social media? Okay. Social media is really cool when it comes to marketing, and that for the most part, unless you delve in ads, which that's a whole different conversation, and we can go there too. Okay. But when we're talking about organic marketing, it allows you to get in front of literally potentially billions of people for free. So it's a very, very cool tool that you can leverage for your business when you know how, right? And what I have found is that oftentimes, as entrepreneurs and just as human beings, okay, we always think kind of bigger is better, right? Bigger is better, especially in this day of going viral and people wanting to go viral and doing everything that they can to attract attention to themselves in this quest of going viral. The main metric that lots of people then focus on in social media, on the social media streets, are things like the number of views, the number of likes, the number of shares, which are all cool metrics to look at. That will give you a sense of how many people obviously have seen it, how many people have interacted with it, how many people have shared it to their audiences. All that is well and good. But I want you to know that when it comes to the ultra high ticket buyer, those metrics are not the main metrics you want to be paying attention to. Damn. Let me say that again. Okay. When it comes to the ultra high ticket buyer, those metrics are not your core metrics that you need to be concerned with. Why? Because as I just said a couple of seconds ago, we are not marketing to the masses. We're marketing to a specific subset, a specific elite subset of the population. And so when you're getting thousands of likes, hundreds of views, thousands of views, you may be getting a couple of the ultra high ticket there, but then again, maybe not. Here is what I found. Oftentimes, if you are speaking in the language and speaking to the concerns and really vocalizing or visualizing or in some other way representing the key pain points of the ultra high ticket buyer in your content, it's going to go right over the heads of the typical market. Okay. It's going to go over their heads or under their feet, or they're just not going to get it. Okay. Because they're not living that world. And because of that, guess what? They're not liking it as much. They're not interacting with it as much. They're not sharing it as much. So those metrics that we tend to count on when it comes to trying to in some way gauge the quality of our social media content are much less relevant, if not completely irrelevant, when we're talking about reaching the ultra high ticket buyer. Bam. Is anybody surprised to hear that? In other words, what I'm saying is that if fewer people are liking the post, if fewer people are interacting with the post, all right, but you are positive that you are Johnny on the spot in terms of your messaging, that you are Johnny on the spot. Hey there, what's up, Yolanda, in terms of really vocalizing the pain points of your audience. Guess what? That probably means that you have done an excellent job of really honing in on the ultra high ticket buyer, because those concerns are not everybody's concerns. And so what oftentimes happens is those types of posts that are getting fewer likes, that are getting fewer clicks, that are getting, fewer shares are actually more effective because it's really drawing in that particular buyer. So when you're seeing that, pay special attention to those individuals who interact. Pay special attention to those people who do like. Pay special attention to those people who in some way connect with that content, because that person then has resonated really well with your messaging, and they are more likely to be that higher ticket buyer, number one. So we're going to pay less attention to those types of quote unquote vanity metrics that we oftentimes talk about when it comes to social media. Okay, we are not going to sit here and judge the quality of our content by how many people have seen it, shared it, comment on it. If we're strictly targeting the high ticket buyer, because those numbers just are not as large. Is that making sense to people? Okay. So we're not going to focus on that. Instead, we're going to focus on things like quality, the quality of the message, the quality of how we show up, right? The quality of the content. All right. That just our consistency, right? Like those types of metrics that are not as hard and fast as numbers, but when you're putting together something of quality, right? When you are showing up in with branding and with a surrounding that denotes quality. That right there is going to be key and very important when it comes to attracting the ultra high ticket buyer. You have to look like who you are looking to attract. And when I say that, I'm not talking about, physically how you look. I'm talking about your branding, how you're showing up in the world. Okay. That's very important. To the high ticket buyer, they can't feel like, and especially not to the ultra high ticket buyer, they can't feel like they're reaching down to work with you. They need to feel like they're reaching up to someone that's either aspirational or at minimum at their level. Okay. And so your branding needs to speak. It needs to reflect your how you show up needs to reflect. It needs to bespeak the quality of the person that you're looking to attract. So it's not so much the number of likes, it's the quality of how you show up, and then paying special attention to those who do react, because those are the people you definitely want to follow up with, because they're more likely to be in your target market. I would say also that when it comes to the ultra high ticket buyer, where you show up matters. Okay. It's the quality, it's the content, but it's also the place. Okay. Because here's the real deal. Ultra high ticket buyers are more likely to be on some platforms than they are to be on others. And that includes social media, but it also includes spaces beyond social media. Ultra high ticket buyers are more likely to be on podcasts, for example, right? They might more likely be podcast listeners, for example. So I would definitely say you might want to show up in podcasts. You might want to show up on television. You might want to show up on in key publications, like those types of places that your person is most likely to go to for information. That matters. So whatever you're doing here, when you augment it by your presence, by elevating your presence in spaces like that, hello, guess who benefits? You do all day. Okay. So what I'm saying here is that these key sort of social media focused, intense, spotlight types of metrics that we spend so much time to acquire on social media, what I'm suggesting to you is that if you're wondering why you are continually attracting people that can't afford what you're doing, or you're continually attracting people that are not your ideal, it may be because you're focused on the wrong things. It may be because your message is off. It may be because the issues you're speaking about do not speak to the problems that are at the level of the ultra high ticket buyer. It may be because you're focused on how many likes and views that you get. So you're sitting here dancing and running around and doing all sorts of cool, cute things, but you're not really attracting the serious luxury buyer. Consider that. What's up, Marianne? How you doing? So understand your metrics is not that you're focusing on is are not the traditional marketing metrics in that way. Your metrics need to bespeak the quality of how you show up and who you attract. And that is by nature going to be a lower number of people because there are less people in that space. But when you show up the right way, you're going to attract them. When you show up consistently, you're going to attract them. When you show up in a way that bespeaks or reflects a level of sophistication, right, and refinement, that's going to attract them. Like those types of things are the things that you need to be concerned about when you are putting together your marketing strategy that's related to attracting and retaining ultra high ticket buyers. All right. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna keep you here and talk your ear off all night tonight, but I at least wanted to share that with you because I think sometimes we get so focused on the wrong things. We beat ourselves up because we don't have a gazillion views. We beat ourselves up because we don't have a gazillion likes. Listen, you're not for everybody, and that's okay, particularly when you're in this space. When you're in this space of trying to attract the ultra high ticket buyer, understand that that's not a quantity space, that's a quality space. Hear me on that. That is not a quantity space, that's a quality space. And the beautiful thing about that is that with a very low quantity, you can get a high quality of revenue in the bank, okay? Which means that provides more time for you to truly enjoy it. Does that make sense, you all? I'm glad you like that, Dr. Lornika. She says that my new prospects don't engage, but they book calls. There you go. There you go. Quality beats quantity every damn day of the week. Yes, ma'am. And that's a prime example right there. They don't engage, but they book calls. Hello, those are people that we want. Okay. Because here's what's probably going on, Dr. Lanika. You will find that this type of buyer, this is a serious buyer. You will find that oftentimes, not all the time, but sometimes some of the loudest people in the amen corners of the comment section don't have a dime to spend between them. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. And I'm saying that because oftentimes the most highest ticket buyer, they don't have a whole lot of time to spend perusing social media. They may be here for a minute. They're here for, they're here, they're human. They'll spend some time. But once they get what they're looking for, like once they get enough information to say, okay, yeah, I need to learn more, boom, they're going to be serious and they're going to look to book a call. They're going to be serious and they're going to look to move. They don't need to sit here and Bahama, like remunerate on it forever. Okay. They don't have time like that. So they aren't going to do oftentimes, they're not going to do that much engagement in the chat. And even in the DM. Hello. I didn't even talk about that. I'm going beyond the scope of the right now, because I'm not even going deep into sales at all but we're going to touch on it next week or the week after next in terms of this business intensive. But if any of you are engaged in social sales where you are interacting with people in the DMs, you will find that oftentimes the ultra high ticket buyer is not the type of person necessarily that'll go back and forth in the DMs all day. They just want the facts. Like, okay, does this work? Will it work for me? How much does it cost? Boom, done deal. I found that with this buyer, oftentimes it doesn't even take very, very long sales conversations. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Tanika? It really doesn't. If you've done a good enough job with your marketing prior to those conversations, it's pretty much a done deal once they get on the call. They just want the facts. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Texting, you're exactly right, Dr. Lernika. Texting is a great tool for interacting with all prospects, honestly. But the ultra high ticket buyer too, because they're not in their inbox all day. Who got time for that? I know I don't, but I'm more likely to see a text pop up. And if it's of interest to me, I'll respond. So all of those things and more are things you need to consider. The ultra high ticket buyer has a different lifestyle, which means they have less time for certain things. Okay. But they are very decisive. So as long as you can show that you are credible, that you have receipts, that you have that what you are proposing makes logical sense in terms of, yeah, I can see how that can get me where I want to go. All right. And you have a presence that bespeaks quality, right? Then they are more likely to say, okay, let's make it happen without having to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, twisting arms. Like that's not necessary. All right. So I say all this to say, you guys, stop stressing out. If you feel like you feel very confident that you're speaking to the needs of your ultra high ticket buyer, but you're looking at the views, you're looking at the likes, you're looking at those things that oftentimes we look at in social media, and you get deflated because it's not where you think it needs to be. The main thing you're looking for is it getting the attention of the main people that I want to get the attention of? Are they booking appointments with me? Are they responding to me when I reach out to them? Like, is that happening? What's up, Spring? Great to see you. And if that's happening, that's the main metric that you want to judge the quality of what you're putting in the world by. It's not quantity of reactions, it's the quality of engagement that happens as a result of your actions. Is that making sense, you guys? I hope that helps. Okay. Listen, we're going to go through all of this and more as part of the $1 Million Pivot Business Intensive. Hey. If you have not snagged your spot already, be sure to do it. Okay. You can do that by going to themilliondollarpivot.com, themilliondollarpivot.com. And while I'm here, let me just also remind you that as soon as you sign up for the $1 Million Pivot, you're going to be prompted on the thank you page to schedule an appointment with my team for your very own completely complimentary business audit. They're going to take a look at the social media platform of your choice. They're going to give you feedback on, how well it's optimized. They're going to find out from you what your core offer is right now, what price point you're at right now, and what you would like to do in terms of an ultra high ticket offering. And they're going to get some information from you about what you'd like to learn most in the class. And then they're going to share that with me. Okay. Because as I'm finishing up all of the content for that class, I want to make sure that I am tailoring it as much as I can to the needs and concerns of those people who are in the room. So definitely, number one, it's like three things to do. Okay. Number one, sign up at themilliondollarpivot.com. Number two, book your business advisory session. And number three, join us in our private Facebook group, Millionaires in the Making with Dr. Avis, where you're going to get all sorts of extra goodies related to this very, very special business intensive. It's the very first time I've done it. Who knows if I'll do it again, okay? Because this is content that we're going to cover even more deeply at Black Millionaire Coach Live coming up in July. But right now, I at least want to give you guys a sneak peek because I felt like it's towards the beginning of the year still. You can use this information to make lots of money between now and Black Millionaire Coach Live. For real, okay? So with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. It's so great to see all of you on here tonight. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Happy pre-Valentine's Day. All right. Hey, Shashida, great to see you. All right, you guys, great seeing you. I will check you all out later, and I hope to see you all at the $1 Million Pivot. Y'all take care. Bye, guys.